What's up YouTube, Demi here with the Day 2 update of the TECTONIC Juggernaut, also known as my Disco Rectangle character. This is Tectonic Slam Juggernaut. As you can see, we may have got a couple mystery boxes, but the build is shaping up very well. I'm at level 80 right now. I have my MacLeod done. I unlocked my, what's it called? My Uber Lab. It is done. We've been sharing trials in my stream, so if you want to come share trials with us, feel free. But yeah, I'll run a quick T3 map so you can see what it's looking like. I've learned a lot of things since the last video. Basically, my damage felt like ass because I didn't bother upgrading my weapon for a long time. If your damage feels bad while leveling, remember we are a physical damage build that is converting to fire damage. So I highly recommend, if you don't have a good physical DPS weapon, what you do is you go to PoE Trade, you type in maximum level requirement, whatever level that you have currently, and then you hit search for whatever weapon type you want to use. You can use this skill with literally any weapon type, whether it's like, okay, swords, axes, maces, staves, and unarmed all work, right? All one-handed or two-handed. So I'm using a two-handed axe, so I would search for two-handed axe, max level 80, sort by highest PDPS, buy the cheapest one that has good damage. That's what I did at level 54-ish. I bought a 280 DPS flesh ripper, or not flesh ripper, what's it? Talon axe or something. And my damage, like, I instantly started one-shotting things. And I was like, okay, yeah, I just needed to do this a while ago. I'm just dumb. But as you can see, the damage is good. This is a rare mob, right? Two-shot. It's not like everything's fine. Movement's getting better with more attack speed. I'm getting more like leap slam speed, so it's getting a lot easier to clear. I'm proccing my LE overload. I have like 93% chance to hit. Path of building, which I'll show after this video, and of course the pace spin for this character at this current level will be linked in the description below the video. If you want to see the endgame skill tree, I'll also link the original theory craft, which is basically still what we're going for here. It has a fully mirrored to your gear pace spin linked below the video if you want to see like endgame stuff to shoot for if you're already past me at this point. But yeah, I have like 13% on my Atlas. I've been farming a lot of MacLeod. Today I got to Blood Aqueducts level 60-ish. Farmed that for about 2.5–3 hours until I got 7 cards, and then I bought the other 2 or 3. I don't remember how many of those exactly I dropped, but it took a while. You can get your own tabula there. That'll be your first 6 link. Then I used that 6 link for about 15–20 levels or so, and then I just bought a rare 6 link for 30 chaos and sold my tabula for 17 chaos to get back most of the currency I spent on it. And now I'm starting to buy offerings for Uber Lab. I don't have quite enough HP for Uber Lab yet, I don't think, but it'll come with time. I'm filling out the Scion life wheel right now, and then I'm going to start working on jewelry upgrades because I only have like 50 life on my jewelry, and that's pretty bad. Other than that, like, the character feels really good. We've learned that you should not use multi-strike with Tectonic Slam because it consumes 1 charge per multi-strike attack, so you delete 3 charges per multi-strike, and that's bad. So I recommend not doing that. You kind of play it like you would play an Earthquake character, except for it's fire-based. So you just kind of walk around and slap packs once, and they generally just die, which is cool. I like the way it feels, I like the way it looks, I like the MTX, I like the Herald of Ash MTX I got from the mystery box. That's why everything looks awesome when they explode. I don't know, this league's feeling a lot better. They also just hotfixed the league, for those of you that are unaware. They fixed the net thing so you can always throw a net at things and it'll like last 3 seconds. So you can throw it when they're like not even close to dead and you have 3 seconds to burst it down. They're also going to be adding a net that allows you to capture dead mobs for later on, so like when you're going even faster than this, you can just throw a net at everything, and even after you kill it, and you'll be fine. That was actually a beast. I didn't realize I 2-shot that beast. Oops. My damage is really good, really good. The defenses are pretty solid. Let me see if I can get a full tooltip screenshot for you. Let me proc LE overload. That's the one thing I'm having issues with, is like critting enough to proc it. So let's see if we can get it on the boss maybe. Yeah, there it is. Alright, there's your full tooltip. 91k. Not bad, right? Not bad. That's tooltip, that's not actual. I still have fire pen on top of that. And some weapon or damage penetrates fire res with the tree. But yeah, overall, pretty solid character. I'll do a quick once over of the skill tree. And the order that I took it in, I started as a Marauder, went down here, and then I went over here, grabbed axe nodes. Again, you can use any weapon type, so if you want to go maces, or axes, or swords, or staffs, pick up a wheel, grab some life nodes, head into the duelist area, pick up the two-handed nodes, or if you want to use shield nodes, or if you want to go dual nodes, then go through life nodes, pick up the other side of whatever you just talked about. I am two-hand, if you're shield, if you're dual wield, and then fill out life nodes. Don't pick up leech until you have around like 2 or 3k DPS, maybe more than that, 5k DPS or so. Because remember, this is 0.4% leech, so if you have 1,000 damage, you leech like 4 mana, and since your skill is going to cost like 20, that's not enough. So you want to do a lot of damage before you pick up a little bit of leech, but this fixes all my mana leech issues after that. And then after that, you more or less start picking up life nodes and heading into the Templar area. Fill out all of these nodes first, and then head up to Avatar Fire and Alley Overload. I picked up Avatar Fire at level 54, and then this shortly afterwards, and this fixed my damage more or less. Ascendancy order, I went for the, after that, fill out the rest of this to get a bunch of your damage nodes and AoE nodes, and then grab your Silent Life Wheel, start filling that out. Once this is done, go for your jewel sockets, all of your 2-point jewels first, and then fill out your endurance charges. Get this one first for the life regen node, and then the rest. There's the 2-point jewel. And after that, if you finish all of that stuff, you should be like 90-ish, then you can fill out all the 4% life nodes if you want. Potentially head into here, or grab Berserking for more damage. But yeah, Ascendancies. I went for the Endurance Charge generation first and foremost, so we can actually get the 18% more multiplier if we have an Endurance Charge. Got that, and then secondly, I went for the Accuracy node. This was around the same time that I picked up Avatar Fire Ellie Overload. So Ellie Overload gives you 40% more damage if you crit in the last 8 seconds. This node gives you 1,000 flat accuracy plus 400, whatever your strength is, accuracy, and then attack speed per 200 accuracy rating. I have 3,300-ish, 3,400-ish, so that's 17% accuracy, or 17% attack speed, which is pretty good. And then if I deal a crit the past 8 seconds, which is the same as Ellie Overload, more damage here, and then I get increased attack speed here, which will give me, or increased accuracy rating, sorry, which will give me increased attack speed, and then increased damage. Pretty good. And then after that, from MacLeod, I picked up Unbreakable for the life regen, less damage taken, and Fizz mitigation regenerated basically as life regen. It's pretty good. It's pretty good for sustain in labs and mapping in general. And after that, I think I'm going to go for Unrelenting for the Fizz mitigation again, because I've been planning on farming Uberlab with this character. I think it's going to scale great into that. Defenses, I'm a little bit not res capped, but I mean, with 4 endurances up, that's 16% all res. I'm capped all the time. As for the links, your main 6-link setup that I'm currently using is Tectonic, Elemental Damage with Attacks, Melee Physical Damage, Added Fire, Elemental Focus, and Fire Pen. That was in order of priority. You can swap out Ellie Focus for a Conk Effect AoE if you want. If you want to have to hot swap, I prefer not to, so I just went for this for that at the moment. After that, you have your 4-link War Chief. If you only have a 1-link War Chief or a 1-link open, use a Protector. If you have a 3 or 4-link, use a War Chief. It'll give you more overall damage. But I'm using War Chief, Added Fire, Elemental Damage with Attacks, Faster Attacks. This should actually be Conk Effect, but I don't have the blue socket yet. Auras that I'm currently using: Herald of Ash, Blasphemy, and Feeble. You can swap this to Flammability if you want to do more damage. And I have a Arctic Armor for Fizz mitigation while standing still. Since we're always standing still while attacking, it's a pretty good amount of mitigation. Random other links, I have an Enduring Cry and a Blood Rage. Blood Rage for Frenzy Charges attack speed, Enduring Cry for endurance generation on bosses, and while we're in trap rooms, you can generate endurances off of the curse fonts in Uberlab. Random other links, we have a Leap Slam, Faster Attacks Fortify setup, just for movement skill, and a proc Fortify. Fortify is 20% less damage taken from hits. That's Ellie and physical damage to mitigation, so that's pretty good. And then I have my cast when damage taken, Immortal Call, and a Chaos Golem for even more Fizz mitigation. This should be, like, cast when damage taken level, you want it to be fairly high level. I want mine to proc at about 60%, so ideally that would be 1,600 damage or so. It's currently 1,100 damage. I plan on fixing that shortly. As for the gear, I'm wearing a Hesmana's. You can wear Calm's Primacy, you can wear whatever your unique weapon choice is. Maces, I believe, is Marui Urki, and Kongor's Undying Maul, I think, are the options. Swords, it's Kondo's Pride or Doomsour. Staves, it's like Hegemony's Era, I think, if you want to go crit maybe. Doomsour is best for swords. I think Maces, you probably want Marui. And then axes, I think, Hesmana. Endgame weapons, I'm probably going to look for a rare Flesh Ripper, which is the crit axe base, so I could proc my LE Overload more often. So ideally I'd be able to find like a 600 PDPS, physical DPS Flesh Ripper, so I can always have my crits and have a good attack speed on it. Or you can go for Disfavor. Disfavor is really good as well. Other gear, I want a Devotos for my helmet, but I'm currently using rares with life resist in basically every slot. So this is rare life resist int, this is life phys damage, accuracy, some dex and int, both of which I need. This ring has life resist, life resist, life resist dex and some phys damage, life resist and some weapon elemental damage, which gives you some scaling there. And then boots, I have movement speed, life resist, dex. Enchantments, you're going to want chance for Tectonic not to consume charges most likely, or Tectonic damage, or I think the other one is Tectonic AoE. I'm not 100% sure on the 3 enchants. I know there's a chance to not consume charges one. I think that's probably best. Glove enchant, you probably want Commandment of Fury, or any of Fury, whatever. You just want of Fury, or of Light if you want regen while hit. Boot enchant, you can go for regen, you can go for attack and cast speed if you've killed recently. Leech if you've killed recently. Damage penetrates elemental resistance if you haven't killed recently is best for single target damage. This is for like safety basically. Flasks, I have a freeze flask, a bleed instant flask, a shock flask, movement speed, and an armor flask. I need to fix this to be catalyzed of heat, not sapping, because whenever I use this it like destroys my mana entirely, which is not ideal for, you know, being able to use Enduring Cry and Blood Rage and whatever. But other than that, next upgrades is general gear. My jewelry is pretty weak. I want to get a Disfavor eventually, or a good Flesh Ripper or Talon Axe, whatever. I would take a 500 DPS Talon or Flesh Ripper, I think, over a Disfavor right now, because they're probably really expensive. Flask upgrades, I would like to get a Wise Oak figured out soon for the Fire Pen, if I have more Fire Pen than everything else, Fire Res than everything else, which I do. I also want a Lion's Roar for the more melee damage. After that, flask wise, like I would probably replace this in a life pot. I'd keep one life pot, keep the basalt. Like this should be a Lion's Roar, and this should be a Wise Oak. I'll probably keep a life flask, a basalt, and a Quicksilver. Upgrades after that, maybe a Zoph's Blood, Devotos, and I think that's it. And then of course jewels. I need good rare jewels. I'm probably gonna go with the actual Crimson jewels or Viridian jewels or something, not Abyssal jewels. I do need a Stygian belt as well. That would be good. But yeah, other than that, that's the current character. I think it's gonna scale fine into Uber Lab. Like my damage is fine. Path of Building says I have 153k DPS at the moment with my current tree, and should scale fine, I think. But yeah, fairly budget. I spent, this was 15 chaos, this was like, I found this was 30 chaos, I found this, I found these, I found this, this was a chaos, this was 2 chaos. So, most expensive thing, 6-link chest obviously, but you can farm that yourself in Blood Aqueducts. As for the weapon, I was using a 280 DPS Flesh Ripper that I bought for a Chaos or 2, or Talon Axe, one of those two, I don't remember. But yeah, paste spins in the description of this video. If you enjoyed, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitch if you want to see me continue developing this character live. Hope your Bestiary League start is going really, really well. I'm having a good time with it, and we've been having some ridiculously successful streams lately, so I'll see you guys over on Twitch. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. That'll be Demi out.